Hi everyone, very good evening guys. I hope I am audible and visible to all of you. A quick confirmation please. A quick thumbs up or a yes in the chat box and I would know that okay, great. And I think we've got this class well synchronized with the fact that the INI CET result has just been declared a while ago, and I know all of you were just waiting for that all day long. So pretty much that is all that you've done from 11 a.m. in the morning, asking each other about whether the result has come or not, or when would it be coming. So that is finally good, bad, or whatever. At least the end to all of that has happened. At least one thing is very, very good about it. So yes, now of course you must have seen your result, and now I think this class is making a lot more sense because somewhere at least we have three set of students. The ones who know that definitely kuch to jo socha tha, that is on track, and I'm definitely gonna get something. Then we have another set of students who got a rank, but they really don't know whether they'll be able to get something which they were targeting, their dream branch, their the state, all of that is a little doubtful. And then there's a third set of students who gave it a shot. They were not too much into INICT. They gave it as a practice exam. They've probably not got too good a result, and they know that this is something that I have to go in for next, and that is NEET PG or NExT 2024. So obviously if you've got an amazing rank and if you know for certainty that you're going to get your desired branch, much congratulations to all of you. But then obviously this session is not going to be for you unless you are still wanting to upscale your rank and get a better branch. Obviously my main interaction is going to be with the students who are not very happy or who are like totally disheartened that bilkul bhi acha nahi hua. So first thing, INICT exam for you, I would consider it that how it went. PYQs were, we've done all that discussion earlier. PYQs were not something that were asked too much in abundance like the previous years. Definitely it was a lengthier paper, it was a different paper. So now all of that is done. If you sit and sulk over it, it is something which is not very wise as a thing to do. So what are you supposed to do? It will take a day or two definitely, but you're supposed to forget it and consider it like a mock exam that you gave. At least you got to know how do I behave when the computer glitches happen, how do I behave when I'm not running on time for the exam center, how do I behave one night before the exam, how does my body behave with anxiety 2 weeks before the exam. So basically you at least know that this is how I all in all react to these kind of situations. So I say it's a very good mock exam that you've given. Whatever mistakes you did while in your INICT exam, you're not going to repeat them again when you go in for the NEET 2024. So now forget whatever has happened and only think of the road ahead. And of course, we are going to come across with a timetable. So first and foremost, who is this? I've already told you who will not benefit from the session. The ones who already got a good desirable rank in INICT. Today's session is not for you. Also, if you ask me, ma'am, NEET hoga ya NExT hoga, if that is the reason why you come into this class, please leave, because again this session is not for you. I am not here to discuss the all-time controversial question ke NEET hoga ya NExT hoga. That is not a matter of concern for me. Exam hoga, that is what I'm going to say. Exam is definitely going to happen, and how are you supposed to prepare for that exam is what we are going to target over here, right? So yes, I just got that question. So I think well in time I've addressed it. So abhi tak there is no there is no written confirmation. No one knows NEET hoga ya NExT hoga. But if you keep waiting for that confirmation, and if that confirmation comes just say 4 months before the exam, what will you do? You will not be left anywhere in life, right? Then will you sit down and start looking at all your videos of the 19 subjects? That's not going to happen. You have to be prepared, and then things happen end moment. Accept the fact that is how NBE works, that is how the country works, that is how the system works. So you have to accept the harsh reality, and that is what you are supposed to do. Chalo, now this class is only for NEET or NExT students, not for FMG students. For FMG students, I'm going to conduct another class on Tuesday, where I will be giving you your final 40-day plan that I'll be doing on Tuesday. But today's class is only for NEET or NExT students. So now going forward, what are you going to get from this? I'm going to give you a timetable which I think is a good timetable, but open to customization. You can twist and turn and change it as per your own whatever phase of preparation you are in. Where to study from, again, that I'll discuss. Path and micro being my subjects, what are you supposed to do? And in case you've just dropped out of NEET PG, INICT, or you've just got a job alongside, so in the end I'll address you also. These are my agendas, but all of it I'm going to wrap up within less than 30 minutes. We're not going to have a lengthy class, not an academic session, isn't it? And after that, whatever doubts you have, we don't put it in the comments because then they'll get lost. So put it in the doubt section. Once I finish quickly discussing these 4 points, I'm going to go on to the doubt section, and one by one I will address those. Okay, so comments mein mat dalna, otherwise you will only miss out on the answer to it. So first and foremost, my question starts off with, what are you supposed to do with the yes, interns, job, drop year, वो सब एक साथ होगा. Basically people, interns and job basically means people who are not having 24/7 time to study. All of you come under one category of students. ठीक है, तो now we are gonna make 3 plans. One is a big plan. The big plan is not looking so big. You will realize bigger and biggest plan बनाना. So 3 plans is what we are going to make. So big plan is not looking so big, but actually this is the plan that you have to do, and you will realize the plan is getting bigger and bigger, but in terms of your content you are supposed to go smaller and smaller. Why do I say that? Because I have made these kind of plans for you, and don't start reading everything. Abhi please is pe focus bilkul mat karo. This is not your area of concern. This is your bigger and biggest plan, and you can see how the number of days for these plans are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And of course these I've got like maximum number of days that I could think. Matlab I've been so lenient in giving you these days because I am taking into consideration students who have never studied. You say ma'am kabhi padha tha 2 saal pehle, 4 saal pehle, I have no idea what is anatomy. I have no idea upper limb is upper and lower limb is lower. I have no idea on this planet what this entire profession is all about. For those people I have made this plan. Doesn't mean everyone starts following these number of days. You have to lower down the days. So now 100-day plan also includes something which is almost 1 week of buffer, because there's aaj ka din, waiting for the result, no one studied, let's accept it. So such days will come where you will have random rumors about NEET, NExT, you will not study, all of that. So buffer days to rakhna padega. And apart from that, you go through the number of days. I've been very lenient. Again, as I said, this is for the students who are listening to the videos for the first time, who say that we have never ever seen any video lecture, we don't have notes, we have no content in hand. They are going to take 100 days. But for the others, try to reduce 1 to 2 days at least per subject. Means that if someone who's for the first time kindergarten student, first time anatomy kar rahe ho, to 7 days. But if you've done it earlier, if you were a part of NEET PG, if you were a part of INICT, then you should immediately switch on to this plan. Then you should not be doing this plan, you should be going on to this plan. That is why I said that you have 2 set of students and you choose for yourself. You can take a screenshot or you can download this. So what is it going to be? Number one, before that, is there any issue with the internet? Someone just mentioned, or is it good to go? Any concerns with the internet or any lag? Just give me a second. I think I can change the source. Maybe that will good to go, right? Okay, okay. Just in case there's any concern, or yeah, I think now it will be good for everyone. No problem at all for whosoever was having a problem. Now it's all good. Okay, so now we have 2 set of students. जो बिल्कुल kindergarten students who are starting with your content. This is the 100-day plan that you have, where I've given you abundance of your first, second, third year subjects. You can see I've given like 8 days for pathology. So I also don't know what you're going to read, but this is what I've given from the point of view of that you have never ever heard even a single lecture of mine or any other teacher. So this is what you plan, where you will get ample days like 8 days for path, 8 days for pharmac, 8 days for surgery, 8 for OBGY, 3 days each for the short subjects, psyche, radio, ortho, anesthesia, forensic and skin. Honestly, you don't need 3 days each, but I've still done that so that you don't get too panicky about how am I going to study it. In that, because I have given you so many, I have told you कि medicine रोज पढ़ना है. देखो, medicine for example 100 hours का अगर कोई भी ऐप Unacademy app or any other ABC app on this planet you pick up, mota medicine is of 100 hours. Can you say that for 100-day plan I will read medicine 1 hour per day? Why? Because all of you keep saying that integrate nahi hua. How will I do my integration? How will I integrate systems? Automatically ho jayega. It's like going to your clinics every day for 1 day. Reading medicine every day for 1 hour is like going to your clinics and getting clinical knowledge for 1 hour, right? So if you do that, you will actually realize कि अच्छा simple है, 1 hour का lecture है, anyway you guys are gonna watch at 2x speed, तो 30 minutes में खत्म हुआ. 30 minutes you listen to the lecture, 30 minutes you revise and you do your MCQs of that lecture. Medicine every day, 1 hour like a dedicated person you're gonna do. That is like dedicating your time towards the patient. That is the kind of dedication that you have to show. So all the new students, kindergarten students, this is what you plan for 100 days. Now, coming to students who have been through that entire 5th March, 7th May, you guys have given NEET PG, you guys have given INI-CT. Neither are you happy with NEET exam, neither are you happy with your INI exam, but you have studied. ऐसा नहीं है that you have no idea on this planet that general path has 5 chapters or HIMAT has RBC, WBC. ऐसा तो नहीं है, you know all this. And same goes for the interns. Now this plan that I'm telling you, this includes students who are interns, because of course you guys are the ones who are bubbling with maximum knowledge, because you are just out of your curriculum, your final year subjects are the strongest. And along with students who are planning for a drop year, this is what I've planned for you guys, which is a 60-day plan. Now in case you are an intern or someone who's into a job, I don't think you will be able to include RR in this plan. You will just go for subject. RR फिर हम बाद में करेंगे. But if you are dropping an year, you are not working alongside, means that if I'm giving you 5 days for anatomy, so finish off your notes in 4 days, and then at least keep 1.5 day for your RR. So all these days are inclusive of your rapid revision also, that you have to go through it. And if you go through, matlab, I have given you a good number of days. Even medicine, I've given you one entire day, 1 entire week for it. And for your short subjects also, I have given you 1 day each. So I've given you a considerable amount of time with 3 Rona Dhona wala days, as I call them. Buffer days are nothing but what? They are anxiety struck days. Buffer actually we don't need. If we are, see, you all of you will agree with me that if anatomy, ma'am, I study genuinely, I study for 45 days. Then for 5 days, genuinely padho without anxiety, without panic, then in that case, ho jayega. But that happens na, after 2 days you feel that, oh no, it's not going to happen, then you want to make another timetable, then another half a day is wasted in your life. So if panic and anxiety doesn't strike you, honestly, we would never need buffer days. But we are human beings, that is going to happen to us. So that means we are going to keep 3 days in hand. Okay, Dr. Lakshmi, if you're referring to, if you're already following the Elite Edge, then in that case, you obviously go by the Elite Edge plan that has been given over there. This, of course, is for students who are going to follow the Unacademy classes. If you're already a part of the Elite Edge and you're following the 70-hour content over there, then you follow it as per the number of hours that have been divided per day. If I'm not mistaken, it is 12 to 13 days, including a grand test for pathology, right? And 10 days for micro. So you're just gonna follow that. As I said, over here also, I've given almost 8 to 9 days for patho over here also, right? And 5 to 6 days for micro over here. So that, of course, is for students who are listening to it for the very first time. If you are someone who's already gone through the content earlier on any other platform, then of course you're going to start directly with this. As I said, I've divided students into 2 categories. One are the students who are never ever studied or have studied many months and years ago and honestly feel they have a clean slate. So if you are in that situation, you will need a little more depth, a little more foundation. You will have to go through the full courses, 70 hours path and so on. If you are a student who's already done that effort earlier, you're in the second phase of your preparation, then you follow the 60-day plan. What is this 40-day plan? Ye sab logon ka last ka plan hai. Either you follow the 100-day plan if you are a total fresher or someone who's forgotten everything, or you follow the 60-day plan. Whichever one you follow, after doing this, then I will get you to a 30 to 40-day plan. I've got you over here. This is the biggest plan. That is why I called it big, bigger, biggest. This is the biggest, the more condensed plan, but this I will tell you when the right time comes. That is after 60 to 70 days, approximately after 2 to 3 months, the time for this is going to come in your life. I've still given it to you because again, future anxiety kills all of us. So you would want to know कि अच्छा मैम ये तो ठीक है but फिर revision कैसे होने वाला है. So I've sorted that question also for you. But that doesn't mean that you start focusing on this. Yeah, you keep a screenshot of it. You know that once I finish my 60 or my 100-day plan, I'm going to go down to my 40-day plan, and probably I will keep doing this 40-day plan again and again. पहले 40 days का होगा, then till the exam doesn't happen, there are going to be multiple cycles of 20-day, 20-day, 20-day. Again and again, you're going to revise your RR again. Your crash course or your RR is what you're going to do. So now all that you have to do is that you go ahead with either of the two plans. पहले तो वो decide करो, because you are the best judge. You know which phase. And if you feel that ma'am I actually don't know, मुझे 7 days लगेंगे, 5 days लगेंगे, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा, do one thing. Tomorrow don't start this plan. Tomorrow give one grand test, right? If you give one grand test, Dr. Nihar, if you are unable to take a screenshot, just download this PDF after the class. Just download it, you will get the entire PDF only. Then you won't have to take any screenshot. You can probably take a printout of this one page and stick it on your notice board, or you can write it with your hand and you can make your own adjustments also. Date wise bana sakte ho. Maybe you don't want to start with anatomy. Maybe you were already doing anatomy last week, so you can start directly with some other subject. So this of course is open to customization. The purpose of saving this is only that, okay, these are the ideal number of days, because otherwise I've seen so many students have messaged me on social media that ma'am, it has been 40 days, I have only completed 2 subjects. Am I on the right track? And I'm like, no, you're not on the right track. If you're doing 40 days and you've just completed anatomy and physiology, of course you are not on the right track. Means you are reading too much of detail or unnecessary detail, or you're spending too much of time watching videos on, again and again. You're not managing your time well. So that is why I've given you what you should be doing. Otherwise, trust me, there is no end. Same goes for me also. Like if you tell me, ma'am, patho padna hai, I know how much of pathology to teach you. Honestly, if I want, I can teach you pathology for 200 hours also. I can teach you pathology main content 70 hours also. And if you want, I can teach you a rapid revision of pathology for 20 hours also. See, so I know how much of it is important at what point of time. That is what I'm telling you. If you're taking like 20 days for one subject, it is one of the worst things you're doing, because you will never finish your course. Trust me, first 6 subjects you will do very well, and baki sab ke liye you will jump to RR in the end, which is not going to help you. So from the beginning only, be very, very conjuice about your time. Do not give away extra days to any subject. Any subject trying to ask you for extra time, you have to be extremely like a miser. You're not going to give any time further. So either of the, now this is one promise that you do, aaj itna decide karoge, either this or this. You decide which is the timetable that you are going to follow. Don't start from tomorrow. Take a grand test tomorrow. That grand test is going to be your baseline grand test, so that it's like people come up with transformation videos. How do they come up with transformation videos? When they have a baseline in their hand. You should have a baseline grand test, that ma'am, when I finally started with this very, very strenuous, rigorous preparation, this is the marks and this is the grand test that I had. Don't judge yourself for it. Just give that grand test and just look at the marks. And though I'm not even saying uska assessment dekhna, uska, don't go through the explanation also, never mind. That is just going to be a baseline score that you are going to have in your hand, and at least that much of idea you will get at which phase of your preparation are you in. Kya pata usme anatomy 20 on 20 you get incorrect. You will get to know कि anatomy तो देखो 5 days में होगा नहीं. I need to add 1 day over here. But for example, my pathology, just as an example, patho बहुत अच्छा है. Patho maybe I don't need 4 days. Maybe I can subtract 1 day from here. So this customization you will be able to do after giving that grand test. That is what you do tomorrow. So kal ke liye to I have not given you any work. Tomorrow I have given you a chill day. I have given you one grand test, and I have told you decide on your timetable, decide on your sources. Now your sources of course are going to be as cliche as I can sound in life. I shall sound that, and that is you're going to go in with your notes. Trust me, in the beginning, abhi you're in May na, and we don't know exam will be in January or exam will be in March. There is no definitive, thing that has been given. But let's assume whichever month it is in, abhi to you will feel, why should I read only one notes? Why should I read only one book? Maybe I can do 4-5 sources, 4-5 notes. Trust me, in the beginning everyone feels that. And like for example, the first, and this is like basic human nature, and I'm telling you, the first chapter cell injury, when I teach you, I want to teach you like I feel कि अरे 10 hours के लिए cell injury पढ़ाते हैं, but that will never make sense ना if I go to the last chapter of CNS and I finish that in 20 minutes. That is not going to help you. So from the beginning we have to strategize our time in a manner. So शुरू से how will you do that? One notes, whatever notes you had guys till now, whatever notes and whatever RR notes you have, if you feel that मैम वो तो पहले भी पढ़ा था, NEET PG तो हुआ नहीं, why should I go for those notes again? No, that is not the ideal strategy. NEET PG नहीं हुआ या अच्छा नहीं हुआ या whatever problem happened was not because your notes were wrong, was because that the approach was wrong. Maybe you did not revise them ample number of times, maybe you did not solve MCQs. Also notes, if you feel that nahi ma'am aap to aise hi keh rahe ho, maybe notes were only wrong, try it, pick up any other notes from the market. There are 101 PDFs circulating on Telegram. You can download it so easily. There is no paucity of content, there is overabundance of content. Koi bhi notes utha lo, trust me, 90% of the content in all the notes is the same. Teachers are teaching this, if I'm teaching pathology and 5 more teachers are teaching pathology, we are all teaching from Robbins. We have not written pathology, right? We are read from the same place. Why do you understand more with one teacher and less with the others? It's a way of teaching, it's a vibe that has to match, as simple as that. Like you guys search for study partners, can you sit and study with everyone in the library? No na. You always have like this one friend of yours with whom you feel अरे इसके साथ जल्दी जल्दी रिवाइज होता है, बाकी सबके साथ नहीं हो पाता इतना, you know, the wavelength doesn't match. Same goes with teachers and same goes with notes. One set of notes you basically vibe more with and the other set of notes you don't, and that is very personal. Customize yourself. Don't read things which everyone has told you to read कि सब ये वाला पढ़ रहे हैं तो मैं भी ये वाला ही पढ़ लेता हूँ, कुछ तो होगा. No, maybe they have a different way of studying and maybe you are a slow learner or a fast learner, so you will have a different format of learning. So you decide for yourself, but stick to those notes. Don't get influenced by people telling you that ये अच्छे notes हैं या बुरे notes हैं. Trust me, and you can, you know, mark my words, 90 to 95% of the content in the market is the same, because no one has, you know, suddenly identified a new subject. Everyone is teaching you the same subject from the same standard textbooks. Coming to the next, PYQs. A lot of debate happens on this. Students write to me that ma'am, teachers keep saying PYQ पढ़ना है, PYQ आता तो है नहीं एग्जाम में. Agreed. Do exact PYQs replicate in the paper? We never say that. That is why I always say PYQs नहीं, previous year topics. Because right now, like Dr. Lakshmi was saying and others were also saying that ma'am, how should I do? मतलब बोलना बहुत easy है कि please do anatomy in 7 days or do anatomy then in 5 days. But how do I prioritize? Because anatomy 5 days में भी खत्म नहीं होगा. Trust me, 7 days में भी खत्म नहीं होगा. खत्म तो कभी नहीं होगा. It's never gonna get over. There is no end to subjects like anatomy and medicine. They will always have something which will be left behind. So then how do you prioritize? Previous year topics are for giving you priority in what you have to know. See, there's always that must know and then good to know wala subject hota hai na. Must know matlab PYTs are your must know. If you miss out on these, because everyone else is going to get these right in the paper, you don't get these right in the paper and your rank is going to go majorly up and down. You miss out on something very rare and you don't get that right, so there are chances that many others have also not got it right, so that is fine. But you have to do the PYTs, because previous year topics, because they will help you in prioritizing what is important and what is not. So as I started with my answer, it's a cliche answer, but trust me, from the topper to someone who's an average student will always give you the same answer, and that is notes padhna hai aur PYQ karna hai, right? Okay, now coming to path and micro and what are you supposed to do, whether you follow the 100-day plan or the 60-day plan, whichever plan you're following. Path and micro ke liye now we have two set of students. Most of you have subscribed to Unacademy. I might be having students who are also from the prep ladder group. So either ways, whichever platform you are on, main videos to karna hi karna hai. And after this I'm gonna go to the doubt section after this, all the queries after that. Okay, don't put it in the comments, put it in the doubt section. Okay, we are gonna put it as the main videos. Main videos dekhoge for both path and micro. If you are an Unacademy student, you go for the path micro punch, which is already there on the platform. If you are a prep ladder student, you go for the prep ladder videos. But kuch subjects हैं there are some subjects that are going to be there where we are some topics, like for example pathology may you say ma'am salivary gland tumors do I have to read? No, if you look at NEET PG exam, salivary gland tumors surgery में cover हो जाता है. But if you look at INI CET previous year, so INI people are very fond of pathology, salivary gland pathology. So that is what you prioritize. Automatically your 70-hour content comes down to 60 hours. And if you go on my Telegram group, you will find a sheet that I have shared for pathology, which abhi to you can refer to that, but in another week's time, I'm going to revise that sheet because I revise that sheet every year for the NEET PG students, in which I write all the topics. सारे chapters के सारे topics लिखे होते हैं, तो इतना कुछ rocket science sheet नहीं है, but then in every chapter I put some topics in red color. That means that वो तो you have to study once you start that chapter, and after that if time is left you do the other topics, but वो तो पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. Every year I revise that sheet, so I had decided that after INI CT result, I will revise it once again. If you're using the old sheet, continue using it. If not, then wait for another week and I will give you that entire path and micro का sheet. कुछ भी नहीं करना, अपने phone में रखना, in one of your 101 saved PDFs में एक वो वाला PDF रख लेना. It has all the notes, all that you will have to do every time you start a chapter. से अगर genetics शुरू करा, अच्छा मैम has said non-Mendelian disorders तो पढ़ना ही पढ़ना है. Mendelian के 5 mnemonics I have to study. Karyotyping पे हर बार question है, fish पे हर बार क्वेश्चन है, एंड पीसीआर के स्टेप्स एंड पीसीआर के टाइप्स. ये तो चलो जल्दी से लेट मी फिनिश ऑफ इन 2 hours. आफ्टर दैट इफ आई हैव टाइम लेफ्ट आई विल रीड द अदर टॉपिक्स. दैट इज व्हाट आई डू इन ऑल दोस शीट्स. सो यू विल गेट दोस शीट्स डेफिनेटली इन अनदर 1 week on the Telegram group. So everyone sorted with path micro, that question is also done, your timetable is done, your source is also done. Now what are we left with? Of course your doubts, which I'm going to take one by one. So just go through the doubt section, everyone. If your doubt is already there, then please don't post it again. Us pe bas +1 kar dena, so that the bulk of the doubts, otherwise the doubt section will get flooded. Dr. Monel, I think you are talking about the last 1 month revision for FMG exam. Like I said, FMG ke liye to we are going to have a session on Tuesday, so that is like totally different. And for the NEET PG students, you already know I've given you a timetable. Next question from Dr. Sai, what subject to start with? See, it's always best that you start with your basic sciences. If you haven't started up till now, start with your basic sciences. The first has to be anatomy. So if you study anatomy, if you study physiology and medicine, so day 1 say you have to start 1 hour per day, like you are going to see a clinic in the patient in the clinic, वैसा वाला है. 1 hour per day of medicine, so you have to do like I told you in your timetable. But start with your basic sciences, that is anatomy, physiology, biochem. Then move on to your second year subjects, which is going to be of course path, micro and pharmacology. And then I would advise go to your final year subjects. See, बीच में अगर ऑप्था ENT skip भी कर दिया, that is not going to cost you too much. But final year subjects को जितना delay करोगे उतना tension बढ़ेगा. You all agree with me. More you delay your final year subjects, more you are like, you have that feeling of a lot of burden on your shoulders, that so much of syllabus is left. तो जल्दी से पहले basic sciences खत्म करो. ऑप्था ENT, forensic medicine, you can always, and all those profs वाले subject, those you can always put it up into your ending part also. ठीक है? Now, moving forward, guys, please put it up only in the doubt section. Okay, comment section. Abhi I'm not viewing, so I have no idea what is happening over there. Any RR notes available, Dr. Harsh? Then in that case, many of you, again, 2 things. If you are a student of Unacademy, you can definitely go in for the crash course that was conducted in the month of February. It's already there. Just go to my profile and you will find it. If you are with Prep Ladder, then you go in with RR. That is the most concise version. Usse concise to path micro ho nahi payega. That is the most concise thing that you have. Okay. Dr. Shalu, there is a Path Micro Punch subscription which was going on. So yeah, that is there. If you can go ahead with it. Also, I wanted to give all of you an update that now whatever subscription you will take, your NEET PG Vitals will come along with it. So for example, if you whatever subscription 6 month, 9 month, 12 month, जो भी subscription लोगे, तो उसके साथ साथ you will get all the NEET PG Vitals recorded version as a part of it. तो all your path, micro, live classes भी साथ में आएगा, recorded भी साथ में आएगा. आएगा. So Dr. Shalu, that definitely solves your question. NEET PG Vitals will have Path and Micro both in it. So yeah, that is also settled. Let's take up the next thing from Dr. Mukul regarding third and final year students. Now I'm in third. Prof suggest which lecture होगा. Path Micro Punch, simple. Unacademy पे देख रहे हो तो Path Micro Punch, there is no doubt about it. Just go for that blindly. Okay, if you want to utilize Prep Ladder and free Unacademy classes, utilize one. Na. Either you use this or you use this. I am the same person and it's the same subject. I'm not going to change the subject as per the platform. So, abhi ke liye to of course you pick up any one of them. Of course, the free classes will have a little bit lesser content because they were special classes. But yeah, pick up one of them. Don't just go in for both, right? Okay, now next question which has come up. Everyone used, oh, sorry, yeah. Last time 24K, now 18K 9ICT. Okay, not that you must have been expecting something else, Dr. Avinash, but I don't know if you're seeing it from the point of view that I am, that there is an improvement and a considerable improvement. And considering that the exam was not one of the usual exams that was coming in that lockdown phase, where I was looking easier than NEET to a lot of us, where we thought that इससे तो ज़्यादा difficult NEET or FMG का exam है. बीच में तो 1 or 2 sessions of INI-CET had become like, we were also like, what is happening with INI-CET? All of a sudden, a little bit of, and very, very smartly, the INI-CET level has been upgraded. They've not upgraded it in a manner that students come and say सब कुछ out of syllabus था. Students will come and say सब कुछ syllabus में था. But options, how they have smartly played with the options, that is what is going to make all the difference, right? So I don't know, as I said, whether you're looking at it from the point of view that I am, that you should not be losing the confidence out here. You have not gone downhill, you have definitely gone uphill. And of course, this is something that you need to take as a learning. Now you know best what are the mistakes that you did on that. ऐसा नहीं है that you were expecting a top 100 rank and you got 18K, for example. You were expecting that it's not the best exam of your life that you've given. This much of insight I'm sure you had. Now you just need to work on whatever errors that you made. And as I said, now whenever an exam goes wrong, now you have to label it. It's like fooling your brain. Otherwise, if you don't fool yourself in life, trust me, there are so many obstacles and so many ups and downs in life. You have to learn how to remain constant. When you have the best phase of your life going on, you don't have to be the happiest person, because you should also be knowing as a medico that the worst phase of your life will also come someday. So neither do you have to be very, very happy, nor that you have to just sit down like this, that I've lost confidence in myself. When you feel that you have lost confidence, try to remind yourself of the fact that you've reached up till here. यहाँ तक आए हो तो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्स दे के पहुंचे हो ना, ऐसे फ्री में तो you've not landed up over here, or someone has not just put you over here, and you have done a lot of hard work. How can you give away all that hard work and lose all your confidence because of this one day, one exam, 200 questions that cannot decide the metal that you are made up of? 200 questions से अगर ये decide होता what a medical student is made up of, then it would have been so different, right? We are defined by many, many more things than just 200 questions. Yeah, this is important, easier said than done. This is a stepping stone. This gives us a lot of recognition that we are looking out for. I agree to that. But again, take it in the way that this is not the only identifying feature. This is not my ID card. No one today asks anyone what is like 10 years into practice. No one asks anyone what was your INI CET rank, or what was your NEET PG rank, or did you crack it in the first attempt? Do you ever, like, for example, I'll give you a very upfront example. Whenever you come to my class, the first thing that you look into my class, the first time you saw the first lecture that I was giving, did you actually think in your mind कि मैम ने नीट पीजी एक अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर किया था या सेकंड अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर किया था? योर फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन वाज, इज मैम टीचिंग वेल और नॉट? Am I able to understand her or not understand her? Then of course later on when you got comfortable, you started asking, ma'am, when did your NEET PG happen, and so on and so forth. That's a different story. So first you identify the talent of an individual and not how long did it take to get to where that person is. Same way, 5 years into it, your residency will be done, you will be practicing in one of the centers. No patient is going to come to you and ask you that, okay, I will get my treatment done from you only if you tell me that you cracked NEET PG in the first attempt or the second attempt and INICET with a 1K rank in the first attempt. No one is interested in all this. We are right now thinking in a very closed frame. Abhi hamari life kya hai? INICET exam bas. Neither can we look at anything on the left or the right, but that is not what life is. Life is very vast. INICET is not even 0.01% of your life that you have in front of you. So this is not something that you lose confidence on, and that goes on for everyone that we are referring to over here, right? So again, of course, it is going to be a tough journey, but again, things don't come easy. Not just in medical profession, but in every profession. You feel कि हमारे profession में सबसे ज़्यादा problem है. Try talking to non-medicals, you will realize उनके profession में भी same problem चल रहा है. They also don't have jobs. They also have a lot of things to struggle about. So it's the same for everyone. You just select one path and be dedicated in that path, right? Okay. PDF for the hard copy, which is advisable. See, PDF and the hard copy will be available within this month. So now I leave that totally to you. As I'm saying, I'm the same person and I've taught the same content. Same two subjects, same person, same content. Now you just need to, don't waste too much of money. Very honestly telling you, jiska subscription hai na already, usi ke saath raho. Nothing's really gonna change. So whatever subscription you have, don't think of spending another 10,000, 20,000 on another subscription. जो चल रहा है, हाँ, minor problems will be there on every platform. This I'm not talking about from the fact that I am on Unacademy or I am on Prep Ladder and I will only talk well about this. थोड़ा problem हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे होता है. And now after a very heart to heart conversation, if I can say, after so much of shuffling that has happened in faculties and things that have happened in the last 2 months, platform as such is not important. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that, but platform as such is not very important. What is important is from which teacher and from which notes or set of notes can you understand. अब वो platform based वाला study ना has somewhere the concept has only been diluted in the past 4 months. Now it's a mix and match that you will have to do. Let's accept it. A little sad situation, but that is how it is. You will have to mix and match कि अच्छा अनाट यहाँ से समझ आता है, पैथो यहाँ से समझ आता है, तो mix कर लो. So this is what you will ideally have to do, which is very bluntly, very honestly that I'm telling all of you. You are not going to get all in one. किसी में notes का problem होगा, किसी में videos का problem होगा, किसी में you will feel content is less, somewhere you will feel content is in abundance. Some problem तो you will find on every platform, and some problem you will find in anything in life. So you don't have to focus on the problems. एक platform या एक source. When I say single source, I mean whatever teacher you are following or you have been following till date, stick to that teacher, stick to that source. Now minor problems जो है कि अच्छा इधर QBank में problem है, इधर notes में problem है, वो थोड़ा ignore करना start करो. That is what will give you a little more sanity also in life. Okay, I have another question on the same thing. Everyone's recommending the QBank. You have a certain platform. My advice is, first, for the first revision of your videos, जो platform है ना, stick to that platform. If in the beginning only you start switching ना, you will never get a holistic orientation. देखो, for example, all your friends are using this platform and you are using this platform. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? देखो, content तो 90% same है. You will read all the videos, you will understand all the content. You, for example, are solving the questions from here. You continue solving the questions. एक बार ये 60 to 70 days का plan खत्म कर लो. Then assess yourself. Assess yourself, are you able to solve questions? If not, then all that you have to do, you just have to go through the questions. Then you won't have to go through the entire explanations and the questions and everything in as much of detail. अगर फिर भी ऐसा major FOMO हो रहा है, then you do your videos from here, from whichever platform you are subscribed to. And if you still believe that, ma'am, I am having sleepless nights because my friends are doing, तो अपना mental sanity comes above every platform. Again, I'm telling you, mental sanity over any platform is what you're going to select. So if you feel that I'm having sleepless nights and ये QBank के बिना तो मेरा preparation होगा ही नहीं because I'm dying of FOMO that my friends are doing this and I'm not doing this, तो फिर then either you start sharing it with someone. Sharing QBanks is a little tedious because you can't track your progress and your bookmarks. Then you would obviously have to buy only the QBank version. That is what I would suggest. But honestly, 60-70 days में एक बार, before you jump from here and there ना randomly, end में तो देखो बहुत सारा jumping around होता है. But initially, first focus on finishing off your videos from any one platform which you already have. Okay. Next question. I'm just taking it up one by one. सिर्फ पैथ माइक्रो की लाइव क्लासेस करनी है. Okay, so that live classes alone is not possible, Dr. Shalu. But yeah, I've told you the different plans, and there are live classes which are starting, but they're not going to be like 80 hours or 70 hours because वो सब तो अब recorded content है ना. Recorded content is already available, so पूरा live classes दोबारा तो will create a lot of confusion. We are going to have live classes, but they are going to be like crash course wala live classes that is already there in front of you regarding the plan. Path and micro will be in the month of June. In fact, May end में ही micro will start. I think there are first there's a micro batch and then there's a June ka path batch that we have, but again they are going to be very concise because we are not going to repeat everything that is recorded in vitals. So yeah, that is something which has already started and that is going to take care of. You will get the NEET PG vitals also as a part of it. Okay, Dr. Shalu, I hope your question is sorted. Dr. Nihar, just give me a moment. Your question is getting downloaded. I don't know where is it gone. Just a second. Somewhere it has gone. Just hang on for a minute. Yeah. Okay. So you subscribed for the 12-month plan. Three notes. Acha, so this, Dr. Nihar, honestly, I'm not the best person to, on these delivery date wala notifications and updates. I'm not the best person. I can just help you by noting down your name and forwarding it to the technical team and the customer support. And I think by Monday you should get an update on it. But I will do that. I've noted your name and your ID. I will put it up from my end also because delivery regarding the notes is something, honestly, what is happening at the back end. I will also, I don't want to give you any false hopes. So let me also find out and then I'll definitely get back to you on this. Okay, Dr. Lakshmi has a question regarding starting my preparation now from the scratch, how to go ahead with it. Dr. Lakshmi, you are working and you are starting from a scratch, so you know what to refer to. For students who are going for the big plan, that this is because this will very well go in synchronization with your, if you have a posting going on, and at the same time you have your your studies also that you have to manage. Then पर इससे ज़्यादा नहीं. Yes, in case you are following, Dr. Lakshmi, I think you were only asking me about Elite Edge earlier. In case you're following that and you're in that loop because that is making you solve questions and your MCQs, your videos, then that is a different loop that you've entered. Then that is something which will keep you on track for 166 days. If you're not following that, you're not following Unacademy, then you're going for this for sure. Okay, let's pick up. The next question, consistency for interns. Okay, so इसके अंदर now this is something consistency. I can give you 101 motivational lectures. I can give you that this is how you're supposed to be consistent and this is how you're supposed to study. But honestly, it's about your own, your self dedication that you have to go through. अभी तो देखो, अभी that favorite time has come ना. Now NICT result is there. Now you're gonna see 1 or 2 days of so many success stories. Like जैसे recall का flood होता है, फिर success stories का flood होता है. And then you look at those people and then you get a little, that sad feeling comes that I could have been one of those people, or abhi to I'm an intern, maybe I am one of those people in the future. But have you ever heard the one common sentence that all of them say, and not that sentence that they studied from every platform and they say that we have only studied from one platform, not that sentence, but have you genuinely heard that one sentence that all of them say, and that is कि हमने एक concise approach, एक timetable बनाया था, and everyone had changes in their timetable. But one thing, that word that they will use is I was consistent. Irrespective of consistency doesn't mean that every day you have to study for 12 hours. Let me tell all of you, we all believe that या तो 12 घंटे पढ़ेंगे या फिर क्या फायदा, तो रहने दो, आज का दिन waste. Consistency means that no matter what is happening in your internship, your job, your personal life, your professional life, the weather conditions, the conditions at your home, irrespective of everything that is happening around you, you will, even if you get 2 hours to study in a day, you won't say कि अरे पूरा दिन नहीं पढ़ा तो अब 2 घंटे पढ़ के क्या होगा. No. Even if you are running like very busy that day, but in the end you got 2 hours to study, and if you wasted those 2 hours also, then you are to blame. then that is what is called as consistency. Consistency means that jitna bhi time mile, that could be half an hour in some break, that could be a light internship where you're sitting in the OPD or the OT but you're still studying. Guys, you have the biggest advantage of having everything digital. You know, it's not that you're sitting in the OT and you are just been made to sit there because you have to fill in some notes, है ना, ऐसा भी होता है. That is what internship is all about. Or you have been made to do a night duty where all that you have to do is सुबह के लिए सारा investigation forms and death discharges and death certificates you have to make. But you will get 3 hours in your night duty now when you won't be doing anything. So now if you waste those 3 hours, then I would blame you. If you're working and you know your resident is on your head and making you work, then ठीक है, then blame him, उसकी वजह से पढ़ाई नहीं हुई. But when you got free for 3 hours after taking your half an hour break, 2.5 hours नहीं पढ़े, then that is your mistake. Then you are not being consistent. So you need to just question yourself कि क्यों पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, and before blaming anyone else, blame yourself that I did not study because I did not want to study. It's, of course, we all abhi to you will be very motivated, tomorrow also you will be very motivated, by day after the half life of my motivational lecture will go away and day after tomorrow you will be back in the same mode. And that is what happens with all of us. We look at some Instagram motivational reel for 90 seconds and suddenly you will feel that Arey, I've got this boost of motivation and you know I'm going to be very very punctual, very very productive from tomorrow. But वो एक दिन होता है, उसके बाद everyone is back to their waking up late, running around, not studying half-heartedly. But that is where you have to catch yourself. You know, like a mother, like a strict parent, you have to catch yourself कि ये क्यों करा? Why have you wasted time? And you look at any topper, any average student, or anyone who has cleared the exam, that person will just say the same thing. पढ़ते रहो, बस पढ़ते रहो, irrespective of 1 घंटा 2 घंटा, whatever time you got, keep studying. So you need to find that time for yourself. No one has 24/7 to study. Whatever time you'll get, you'll have to figure it out within that time frame how to go ahead with it. Okay. No, then in that case, Dr. Grace, if you've not got access to vitals, then do go through the full course of Path Micro Punch. If you just go through crash course, you will of course miss out on a lot. In this case, you go through the PMP wala batch that was conducted in the month of from November to January. So from obviously 2022 to 23. So that is what you go through, latest batches. So then you won't miss out on anything. Next question from Dr. Manthan, which I feel must be a question for a lot of students, that if we are doing a particular subject for 5 days, should we prioritize QBank or videos or notes? See, videos ke bina to kuch bhi karna is not possible. And I have now, by now, you know, I have gone through a lot of videos of, not myself, but of a lot of teachers. And I have realized that, you know, teachers always teach from a point of view that when you're watching the video, even a first year student can watch the video. वो pace ऐसा होता है कि first year student भी देख ले, intern भी देख ले. But honestly telling you, it's more that someone who is reading the subject for the very first time ना, वो आराम से समझ जाए. So the pace is always a little slower. That is why I say that if you're in your final year or internship or post-internship, you can, even for the first time, try to view the videos at 1.5 to 2x speed. You don't have to always start with 1x wala speed, because probably that is for someone who has never ever heard of even the names of the topics. Bilkul as a kindergarten new student who has just entered into MBBS. You are obviously not those students who are giving the NEET PG exam. So you can start off also, which means that once you start doing this, सब कुछ नहीं. See, if you're going for ऐसा कोई रट्टा वाला subject है, let's be honest, let me take my own subject, micro. Concept तो कितना भी try कर लो. Let me fake it as much as I want to. कि अरे it's very logical, very conceptual. We know it is zero logic, zero concept. Full on रट्टा चलता है microbiome में. You will start listening to it at 1x speed. You will also sleep off, and your phone and your iPad will also sleep off. है ना? तो उसमें फायदा नहीं है. जब रटना ही है, concept है ही नहीं, उसमें भी नहीं है. बायोकेम इज ऑल्सो हाफ कॉन्सेप्ट हाफ क्लिनिकल. तो जहाँ पे रटना है, वो रट्टा वाला चीजें जल्दी जल्दी देखो ना. उसको ऐसा 1x पे देख के टाइम वेस्ट करके क्या मिलेगा? तो वीडियोस ऑफ कोर्स is priority, and right after videos, this is where the lazy factor comes in. पता है videos हो जाता है ना, we feel so proud of ourselves. Video पढ़ लिया मतलब हो गया मेरा subject, अब now I don't need anything else. But this is where the laziness has to be killed, and you have to solve MCQs alongside. You are not going to leave that for another duration or an era. You are supposed to finish it off there and then. That's why I say cell injury पढ़ा तो साथ में MCQs खत्म करो. That means cell injury अब 5 hours में खत्म हुआ. आफ्टर दैट अच्छा इन्फ्लेमेशन करा, ठीक है मैम 4 आवर्स में वीडियोस देखा, उसके साथ साथ एमसीक्यू करा, एमसीक्यू में जो आता था वेरी गुड, जो नहीं आता था वो नोट्स में ऐड कर लिया, खत्म। एमसीक्यूज गो अलोंग साइड, एमसीक्यूज के लिए अलग से कभी टाइम नहीं लगेगा, राइट? Okay, now if I watch comprehensive videos, shall I watch main videos or just RRs? Dr. Shoaib, then just go for the RR. That was your question. So RR directly is what you're going to go in for. Next question is from Dr. SRZ. I think your question I've answered now. Regarding 50, achha, that one is left. Okay, I'll download that once again. 50 correct in GTs with guesses. I have 10 years gap. How should I approach? Bas, ठीक है. See, 10 years gap means कुछ याद है but काफी कुछ भूल गए, right? Many of the things you have forgotten because human brain at 10 years, even from now, if I wouldn't have studied pathology, I would have also forgotten it. It's just basic. So start with the main videos, get back to your concepts first, and starting में थोड़ा सा time लगेगा to catch up, but you will eventually realize कि हाँ धीरे धीरे कुछ तो याद आ रहा है. Something that I had studied 10 years ago, something I had studied in my posting, something I had studied elsewhere with a friend. So start with the main videos, and of course with the main videos, the 100-day plan would be the ideal for you. 100-day plan, and if you can wrap it up within 80 days, nothing like it. Again, that depends on your speed. As you will proceed, you will analyze and you will customize. But yeah, this is what you have to do. The main content wala plan of 100 days that I gave you in the beginning, that is what you're going to do. Should I make another copy for TND or should I annotate? नहीं, अलग अलग कॉपी. कितना कॉपी देखो, 19 पहले ही था, उसके बाद अब 20th copy concept is very famous that you have to do. Now you start making another copy for TND. Just keep making, take a different color pen, color coding कर लो same textbook में. Don't make new copies. In the end ना 30-40 copies will be very they'll really poke your eyes. You will feel like crying looking at 30 copies. जितना concise. Yesterday only I was seeing video of one of my students who said कि ये देखो, ये मेरा microbiology है 25 pages में, छोटा छोटा करके she had written so much. See, everything in the content was there, but it's so nice ना to know 25 pages में माइक्रो खत्म हो जाएगा, चाहे पढ़ने में उसे 3 दिन लगेगा. But false confidence that you give your brain matters a lot. So don't make 30-40 copies for your syllabus. 19 copies with 1/20th copy and you are settled. 20th copy को जो भी नाम देना है दो, but 20 copies से ज़्यादा please don't add 1/21st copy in your life. Okay. Dr. Preetham, yes, of course, if you're in your 3rd year, you're in the ideal phase of your preparation. Just keep going with whatever live classes, and now you have vitals. Vitals means you have all the recorded content. तो पूरा recorded content देखना है, and साथ में time and again जो भी time लगेगा live classes में जो crash course होगा वो देखना. But vitals तो you have to go through for all 19 subjects. That is also going to be there. Dr. Purva is asking, when should we start making the 20th notebook? My personal advice is 20th notebook starts from the very first notebook. Means that अलग से टाइम कभी नहीं मिलेगा. When you start reading anatomy on the first day, your 20th notebook starts. Nowadays you don't even have to make 20th notebook. You know, you're getting faculties are making all tables, everything concise. If I am teaching you pathology, I have made everything concise in the form of crash course हो रहा है, तो सब कुछ I bring it in a tabular form. कि अच्छा अलग अलग नहीं पढ़ेंगे, सारे stains एक table में पढ़ेंगे. All the AMLs we will study in one table. That becomes your 20th notebook in that case for path. So either you can make your own, if you have the strength to make your own, nothing like it. It's the most ideal thing to do. But again, that is something you will have to test on your own if you have the time to do that, right? How many minimum number of revisions needed, Dr. Saransh? Again, a tough one for me to quote a number on that, but going as per 3 to 4 at least. 3 to 4 मतलब अगर ये 60 डे वाला प्लान फॉलो करा, उसके बाद वो 40 डे वाला प्लान फॉलो करा, एंड उसके बाद तो यू कैन डू many 20 डे plans till the time the exam is announced, whether it is in Jan or whether it is in March. So ये दोनों तो हमारा main हो जाएगा. Then after that, once if you've been very vigorous in these 100 days ना, after that these 20-25 days वाला जो revisions होगा, they will be so fast and so much better. So all that is going to definitely be useful. Pehle focus on your 60-40 wala plan, right? Which is better, Dr. Shoaib? Vitals is better. First aid book by Dr. SRZ. First aid book starting में मत पढ़ो. Like you said ना, you have a 10-year gap. First aid उठाओगे, first year will sound like Greek to you. You will feel you are studying some BTech, MTech, some other course altogether. First aid is only a revision textbook. It is a फर्स्ट एड फॉर, इसका नाम बदल देना चाहिए, इट इज अ फर्स्ट एड इन योर लाइफ ओनली फॉर रिविजन. इट इज नॉट अ फर्स्ट टेक्स्ट बुक टू स्टडी in your life. If you study this as the starting day of your preparation, you will shut that book forever because everything is so minor, bulletized. पहली बार पढ़ोगे कोई लॉजिक नहीं बनेगा. ठीक है, so please read your main videos, notes, RR, then first aid is for revision. It's the perfect book for revision. It's not the perfect book for the first day, right? Keep concising notes, Dr. Satvik. That requires little bit of effort, and that is something that I will also be. This is a separate doubt that I'm taking. This is also something that I will be doing for Path and Micro eventually, as I will take your classes from June, July onwards, whether it is on YouTube or anywhere. I will also. You must have seen I make everything table. So, for example, have you? Let me give you an example. Have you attended my class on trematodes? Just a random example. So, did you realize कि हमने ट्रीमेटोड्स में ऐसा 3 टेबल्स बनाया था और ट्रीमेटोड्स का चैप्टर ही खत्म हो गया था. दिस इज व्हाट यू आर सपोज्ड टू डू. नाउ व्हेन यू स्टडी ट्रीमेटोड्स फ्रॉम योर यूजुअल वीडियोस, इट इज अ 30-40 मिनट टॉपिक बिकॉज फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ रहे हो, है ना. बट एवरी टाइम यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्पेंड 40 मिनट्स ऑन ट्रीमेटोड्स. एवरी टाइम you want to spend only 10 minutes on trematodes. So what do? You go for these tables, and that is how you make everything concise. This means trematodes comes in half a page. वो 5 pages वाला topic comes in half a page. Similarly, next you go to cystodes. ठीक है मैम, cystodes भी हमने rapid revision में कैसे पढ़ा है, 2 table बना के पढ़ा, खत्म. 40 minutes का topic 10 minutes में खत्म. That is what you have to do. That is how you concise things. You have to write it something which is very very tabular, bulletized. उसमें कोई भी sentence नहीं होना चाहिए. There should not be any image. There should be very very छोटा छोटा bullet words that have to be there. डॉक्टर पूर्वा, स्टडी फ्रॉम पीडीएफ, हैंड रिटन नोट्स बनाना है तो ऐसा कंसाइज वर्जन का नोट्स बनाओ. पूरा पूरा नोट्स बनाओगे हैंड रिटन, ऑनेस्टली विल वेस्ट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, राइट. ठीक है, सो आई एम गोइंग बैक टू द डाउट्स इन द एंड. Someone said that, ma'am, due to FOMO, I studied ortho from 3 sources. 3 sources से पढ़ना ही था तो कुछ और पढ़ लेते. मतलब why ortho of all the things? I mean, it's not something like a medicine or a pharmac or a physiology or something. मतलब ortho पढ़ा, 3 sources से पढ़ा, very good, but ortho क्यों पढ़ा ना? मतलब that is not something which is going to get you 40-50 questions. So FOMO should also be in the right direction. FOMO तो होगा. I also have FOMO. We all have FOMO. We are human beings. We will have FOMO in life. But correct way में तो FOMO रखो. Keep FOMO for a correct subject ना. Don't do FOMO for subjects like psyche and NOPhtha and ortho and forensic. FOMO ठीक जगह रखो. पढ़ना है 2 सोर्सेज से. यू फील आई एम लाइक पैथेटिक एट दिस सब्जेक्ट, कुछ भी ठीक होता ही नहीं. माइक्रो तो मैम मैंने 3 बार पढ़ लिया, ठीक होता ही नहीं. आई नाउ वांट टू चेंज माय सोर्स. ओके, understood, change your source, but then change your source for a valid reason. Why are you changing sources for a subject like orthopedics? At least go for something that is more scoring in that manner. And ये FOMO होगा, you will have to kill this FOMO. You are watching my videos again and again, तो ये तो कोई FOMO भी ना हुआ. This is just reinforcement. I mean, if you watch my video again and again, I am not going to add something in the recorded, suddenly come in and give you new statements. My videos in the recorded version are gonna be the same, ठीक है. So don't feel that passive studying is always easier. होता है that you listen to someone, लगता है अरे सब कुछ आता है, but till the time you don't do active learning in the form of solving questions, you will never be able to get a good rank. So don't just keep listening to videos. That's not the thing to do all the time. How to prioritize? Can we skip those in the main videos? Dr. Nupur has asked a question. बिल्कुल. देखो, I told you ना कि for example आज का टॉपिक क्या है, आज करना था सेल इंजरी विद इन्फ्लेमेशन एंड जेनेटिक्स. मैम, दिस इज व्हाट आई थॉट. दीज आर 3 ह्यूमंगस चैप्टर्स. आई थॉट आई विल फिनिश देम ऑफ टुडे. ठीक है, तो पहले इनका मेन वाला क्वेश्चंस करो. 3/4 ऑफ अ डे you finish off all the main topics which were a part of the previous year topics and your priority topics. After you have done the priority topics, now you have done the MCQs of them, then 1/4 of a day you go ahead and then you do the rest of the topics. So that is how you prioritize, Dr. Nupur. Even in the main videos, you cannot study everything. Let's be very honest about it. सब कुछ नहीं पढ़ पाओगे. It's just as upfront as it that I'm telling you. Okay, some questions have been posted again and again. Some students, Dr. Harshvardhan says, has 2 year internships. हाँ, तो देखो ये मत सोचो 2 साल का इंटर्नशिप है तो आराम आराम से पढ़ेंगे. नो, 100 day plan रखो. 100 day because you are doing an internship, so you will need a little more time. But then once you're done with the 100 day plan, keep doing that plan again and again. Exactly. There is no how many revisions are sufficient. No number is sufficient. जितना कर लो वो sufficient है. That is my answer to your question. So yes, you follow that again and again. And of course, if you get time, you spend a little more time on your final year subjects then. If you are having the 2 year internship, and this means you will get a little more time to focus on these mega four, that is medicine, surgery, gynae, and pediatrics. So make use of that time, right? Next question is, for FMG 2 month plan, Dr. Kumari already told. Tuesday ko we are gonna make a final 2 months thing. I'm gonna make you a 40 day plan. 2 months ka banaya, so you guys are gonna waste 10 days out of it. So I'll make a 40 day plan for you, and that's what we are gonna do. Okay. I think Dr. Nupur and Dr. SRZ, I have already answered your questions. Dr. Arushi's question is pending. Dr. Arushi, if this was your third attempt and you're not happy, see, I'll give you a very probably an advice which you haven't got from anyone else, but I'm telling you again something very from the heart kind of a thing. It is very depressing to drop once, okay, twice, okay, third time you have done it, now another time. I mean, I do understand everyone says that don't stop till you get your dream branch and don't stop till you get your dream college, and you know all of that, but all that is good till the time it is the first, second or the third drop. उसके बाद थोड़ा सा ना monotonous हो जाता है. Why? Because your life is like stuck at one place. Your professional life, your financial life, your personal life, everything is stuck because that one exam is not getting cleared and you are not moving forward in life. So I believe that दो टाइप के ऑप्शन है. या तो यू आर गेटिंग अ ब्रांच विच इज टोटली नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. मैम मुझे सर्जरी करना था, मुझे तो यू नो फोरेंसिक मेडिसिन या फार्माकोलॉजी मिल रहा है, नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल एट ऑल. आई वांटेड लाइक अ सर्जिकल ब्रांच, आई एम गेटिंग अ पैरा क्लिनिकल, नॉन क्लिनिकल, तो वो नहीं एक्सेप्टेबल है, ड्रॉप कर. बट इफ यू आर wanting a clinical branch and you have 2-3 options in hand, then in that case try and talk to people from those branches and find out whether you can adjust to those. Again, you don't have to make the biggest compromise of your life, but at least try that. Pata karo, maybe the branch that you have in your mind, you have a perception about it which you feel is not there in any other branch, and that might not be correct, right? So you need to talk to people first. You need to figure out your options, and then you need to talk to people and your seniors of those branches and get the insight of those branches. And if any of that suits you, even up to a 75-80%, if that suits your thought process, I would suggest go ahead and pick that. Just a very honest advice from my end. Next is, I think some of the questions are just getting repeated. Dr. Shoaib, Dr. SRZ, Dr. Satvik का concise note वाला भी हो गया, right? And for interns, again, 2-3 of you have asked me about interns. I have answered those as well. So yeah. Finally, I think first aid wala question bhi ho gaya. Is PMP alone enough? PMP, of course, followed by RR. That is what you have to do. And finally, on that note, we wrap up the class. So now, of course, I would want you to sit and analyze your INI CET exam, and you would want to find out your exam result कि क्या था क्या नहीं था, कहाँ गलती हुआ. Take a day, don't be harsh on yourself, but at least tomorrow all that you can do is कि जो ये वाला timetable हमने बनाया था, analyze which timetable you want to study, take the Sunday for yourself, give yourself a grand test, give yourself a grand out of these two timetables, but from Monday morning you are on track, right? And yes, like Dr. Satvik was asking कि मैम इस बार कुछ concise होगा, I am trying that only. So now that all you know, I have done all the recordings for all of you, for NEET PG Vitals also, for RR also, सब कुछ सारा recordings are done. So what next are we gonna do? So my plan is that not right now because it's too early, but somewhere around August, September, October, when we are moving closer, This time we are going to do tabular path and tabular micro, whether it is on YouTube or whichever classes, and PDF ka tension mat lena, you'll get it. But we will do tabular, which means that we are going to try and make not the full course. Full course to sabne sun liya na, some platform or the other you have heard my pathology and micro. But I will try that you can, the volatile things, which are like for 10 pages, 12 pages, we will try कि उसको छोटा छोटा करके करें. That is what my plan is for the mid months of your preparation. But what I need from your end is by then you should have gone through the videos once. Directly वो tables पढ़ोगे नहीं समझ आएगा. But we will study those, and I have other plans also which I will tell you, but at the right time. So abhi ke liye I don't want to overload you with too much of information and overwhelm you with all of that. But yeah, this is the plan that we are going to have. So any other queries, come up on Telegram, put it up to me. Preferably please put it on the group. If you feel it is not something that you can put on the group, put it personally, but leave me a message on the group that I should check the DM, because otherwise nowadays all that is happening is scams on Telegram. So I really don't know which DM is genuine and which is not. So just leave a text on the group and let me know, that I'll check my DM and I'll help you out. Okay. So thank you so much for joining in, and for those who got a great rank in INICT and you're still a part of this video, don't know why, but just you wanted to be, so congratulations to all of you, and I hope you can get through the branch that you guys are wanting out for. But yeah, please try that a lot of, while you are, of course, your primary focus is your branch, but in case you have friends and colleagues who have not got their desired rank and are not to the best of their mental health at this point of time, please do reach out to them and help them, because don't forget you were in the same phase a few months ago. So don't forget your bad times and just help all your friends and colleagues come out of it the way you came shining out of it. Make sure all your juniors and colleagues also come shining out of it. This is actually something we should take as a responsibility, that once we clear the exam, we should counsel other people, because not everyone is in the same happy phase around you, right? So anyone who's cleared the exam, you know कि अच्छा पक्का seat मिल जाएगा, तो अपना तो करो, definitely focus on yourself, but take some time out for your friends also, because probably they would not want to talk to you, but still reach out to them again and again, because probably they need that kind of a reassurance at this point of time, right?